welcome back to my channel. Before I get started, if this is your first time watching, my name is Danielle and the name of this channel is called This Little Light, and I always say that. I just wanted to say that this channel has hit over 100 subscribers in its first week, and I think that is so crazy because basically that means that there is over 100 of you who want to watch a little Canadian dwarf try to figure out how to live her best life. So if that's not a funny story, I don't know what is. Haha. Without further ado, welcome to episode 1 of Not So Short Stories. And today we are going to be talking about a topic that I personally am very familiar with, and I know some of my other friends with dwarfism will definitely know what I'm talking about. And even if you don't have dwarfism, everybody goes through this at one point or another, but I'm going to be talking about staring. So let's talk about staring. So I don't know if you would have guessed this or not, but I have been a dwarf my entire life. It wasn't something that I just woke up with one day and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm small. I have had to deal with staring pretty much my entire life. When I was younger, people would stare, but I didn't really take much notice of it, or sometimes it would hurt, sometimes I would brush it off, sometimes I could laugh about it. And it wasn't until I got older and I started realizing how mean people could be and how difficult living with a disability like I have, for dwarfism anyways, how challenging it can be sometimes and how rude people are in this world. And followed down the street with a video camera went a couple times. There's been people who followed me into stores. People have driven by and honked their horn and said some comments that I'm definitely not going to repeat on this camera. And there was a time, almost a year ago now, where I was walking home and there was a group of boys who followed me, and they actually ran up behind me and jumped over top of me in the middle of the street, playing a game of leapfrog, and they thought it was funny. What the heck? So stuff like that's happened. And actually yesterday, my roommate Tess and I were going to the pool, and I don't even know how to describe this, but there was basically 4 incidences in the spans of 10 minutes where one person was staring at us and we were kind of like, oh, okay, whatever, and he actually stopped and waited for us to walk by him so he could watch us walk down the stairs, because apparently watching people with dwarfism go downstairs is some crazy thing that people need to have a minute to comprehend. No idea. But that happened, and then there was another incident 2 seconds later where someone was just staring at us so blatantly, you know when your eyes pop out of your head and you just can't take your eyes away from whatever it is. Usually for me it's a nice cup of coffee, I just stare at that cup it's the most beautiful thing. Well, this guy was doing that, and then there was another guy that came up to us and was like, oh, you guys are so beautiful, just all these really random things, and it was one after the other. And I looked at Tess and I was like, what is going on today? This usually doesn't happen. And so we kind of just brushed it off, just whatever, it's life, deal with it. But I was been really it was stuck with me in my head, and I was thinking about what to say today, and I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to address the effects of staring and what that can do to a person, and especially someone with a physical difference like dwarfism or any sort of physical difference, or even if you don't have one, staring, what its effects are, but how you can look at it in a new positive light. And hopefully something that I'll say today will resonate with you, just some thoughts I've been throwing around in my mind, and hopefully you'll be able to take something away from this. So basically the first question is, why do people stare? I think that people's differences are definitely something that are not super common. Everyone's uniquely made, and there's a purpose for everything, but I think obvious physical differences make people stop and stare, and it's kind of it doesn't just happen to dwarfs, it happens to everyone. Everyone at some point in their life has been made to feel small, has been made to feel like, oh, I don't fit in, I don't think this is, like, I feel uncomfortable, people are staring at me, oh, is it my hair, is it my clothes, I don't know what's wrong. And so everybody at some point has been made to feel this way. This kind of makes you think, like, how does this make you feel? How does this make me feel? How does this make you feel when you're stared at? And for me, it raises the question as to, okay, so why was I the one that was made to be so physically different? Why wasn't it this person? Why wasn't that person? Why does it have to be me? And upon like further reflection into this, it makes me think about, okay, so if I was made this way, what is the purpose for that? And what purpose could come from looking this way? Because there must be something. This is not like I was not put here by accident. And so what's the purpose, and can it be good? Alright, so one of the ways that I deal with this is, I mentioned it before in my previous videos, but I am a Christian, I believe in God, and there's actually a song, it's called Who You Say I Am by Hillsong. I can link it in the description box, whatever it's called, but there's a key verse, like phrase in that song that says, in my Father's house there's a place for me. And on days when I don't feel like this world is accepting of me, that this world has a heart for me, that I was made to be here, all I can think about is how there is a place for me, and my Father in heaven has a place in his heart for me. And even if this world is not accepting of that and it doesn't make it seem like that, there is some sort of place for me. And this world might see me as inadequate. This world might have called you not capable, or just have said mean things that does not make you fit in. But when in fact this is not a disability, this is an ability. Like, I am able, you are able, and you have an ability to shine light into this world. We all have a specific light to shine into this world, and it is actually your right to be able to shine it. And people can't tell you you can't shine it, because it's your right, it's yours. So if you think about it this way, no matter who stares, no matter who calls you names, no matter who disrespects you and who makes you feel small and inadequate, they can't turn a light off that's on the inside. And so we've all been made for a purpose, and my pastor at my church always says, you've been made for a purpose, on purpose, or on purpose for a purpose, whatever way you want to say that. And so if I believe that I have been made for a purpose, on purpose for a purpose, and I have a light that I can offer the world, and it's my light, and it's only mine that I can shine, and this person, or my imaginary friend here, cannot shine my light. You can't shine my light. My mom can't shine my light. My brother can't shine my light. Only I can. And only you can shine your light. And you have a right to shine it, because it has been given to you specifically. So there's a verse in the Bible, and I don't really know like if you're into the Bible or if you read it or not, but I'm just going to say it anyways, and you can take it or leave it. But it goes something like, let your light shine before others. And on days when it is really hard to make it through the day, like I have those days all the time where sometimes I don't think I can make it through the day, sometimes I don't feel like I can walk out on the street because I don't want people to stare at me. I think about this verse and it says, let your light shine before others, and that's so true, because if we go back to the point that we each have a light, and I have the right to shine it, and nobody can turn a light off that's on the inside. So, major point here. You are the only person who has your specific light. Crazy to think about, because there's so many people in this world, and you are the only person who can shine your light and who can offer what you have to offer, because there's no replica of you. You are purposely made, you were made on purpose for a purpose, and you are unique and you are special, and you are called to live in this world, and so there must be something you can do. And for me personally, I believe that it's to shine the specific light that we've been given. So now back to the question I mentioned before. Yes, okay, like I have a light to shine, but what is its purpose? And the purpose is simply that nobody could ever replace the light you have inside of you. Like, that's yours. Nobody could ever replace that. Like, I go to church and I believe in Jesus, and he's a really cool guy, and he came down from heaven to forgive everyone of their sins, and he died on a cross. And so he gave the opportunity to be able to walk in freedom and to walk in purpose, and he's like placed this light inside of us, and so all we get to do is shine it. And I'm not saying that that's easy every single day, because there are days when I struggle and I have to remind myself of this constantly, but it is such a better way to look at it and to live your life knowing that there is nobody who could ever extinguish this light, because it's on the inside, and you can't turn off something that's on the inside. Staring kind of sucks, and I have definitely had my fair share of it, and I definitely know my friends have too, and there's countless stories where I just wish that they weren't stories. But it happens, and people stare, and it can make you feel really small, and it can make your light feel really dim, but that's the only thing that happens to it, is it gets dim. It doesn't get turned off. I'm gonna end with this. Nobody has your light, nobody has my light, and we get the unique opportunity to shine them together and to walk into our own individual purposes, but we get to do that together, and I think that's really cool, and that definitely makes the dark days a little brighter. So yeah, I will see you next week. Thanks for watching episode 1 of Not So Short Stories with Danielle. Have a great week, and I said that? Yep, I'm rambling. Okay, bye.